Have
Nobody
you
come to see you,
noticed
Otis.
any generational differences in how teens handle stress, relationships, and responsibilities?
They can't handle it.
Hell yeah.
They buck wild with it now.
They can't handle it.
No, not at all.
They can't handle no pressure at all. None.
Don't want to.
They have like mental meltdowns, like, oh my God, this don't work, and they just flip out.
And a lot of this,
We was
all
raised
that's going on
Teflon
right here, the
strong.
social media and everything, that got a lot to do with it also.
But that's like I just said earlier.
did say
It's because they see it in like, oh, okay, well, this person doing this and this person
it's
doing
a
that.
programming mechanism.
Now, do you think that, looking at the recent teens, do you think that the pandemic had something to do with that?
Absolutely.
Oh, I disagree. This was going on.
I was just about to say that. Only thing I think the pandemic really had anything to do with is basically, no, I don't think nothing at all. Well, because I'm thinking, I'm like, because the pandemic had them separate from their friends. Okay, only for a minute. They got FaceTime, they got Zoom. They was always in each other's face. They just wasn't there physically. Now, to me and you, that's more than enough because we grew up, we was outside all the time. And when we got tired of a person, we got up and we left.
Right.
They sit there on the phone 24 all day long.
Now we got a comment from Deshaun or Deshaun. Okay. It says, better question is how would you help them handle stress, relationships, etc.?
It's hard. You can't.
Well, you can't help what you don't know.
I was just finna
that's a fact.
You can't help what you don't know.
They gotta come to you before you know.
You can't help what you don't know. But at the same time, when they in that relationship, first relationship, second relationship, they really not gonna listen to you. They gonna want to be with that person and hear what that person say because now they think this person that they so-called in love with
the emotions
the emotions is going to take over. Yeah. So it's like, man. So so it's like my daddy telling me this, but this my man. My mama always said go with my man. No, she said she's going to go with her man because she's older and she's married. This is your first, second boyfriend. And I'm telling you, I don't like him. I'm getting a bad vibe. Oh, daddy, that's just you just being a daddy. So I mean, it's hard because they're not going to listen. Their emotions is going to just be like, I'm gonna jump over what he say, and I'm gonna grab onto him. And when they grab, only thing you can do is be there to catch the pieces. That's it.
Okay. Well, I understand, and the reason why I say I understand is because during the pandemic, when everything was happening, one of the biggest things with teenagers was that, from the withdrawal, a lot of them were falling into depression and ultimately committing suicide at some point in time. And that was one of my biggest concerns because being out of the house and my son being at home, my fear was that he was going to go into depression. And then my other fear was that I was going to come home and then, see the things that I seen. Right. And I tried to make sure that I kept an open dialogue. What's going on? Are you okay? Are you comfortable here? If anything happened, you can call me. Just trying to keep that conversation going. Because sometimes what happened is some people have that one touch, that one touch or that one conversation. And then from there, they're like, okay, well, things is fine. And then they completely miss the signs that something is wrong with their child, that they got quiet, they withdraw, and all that stuff. And I didn't want to be that parent that missed it and then come home and see the unforgettable and be like, dang, well, what happened? How did I miss it? And then you start to question yourself time and time again about what did I miss? Where did I go wrong? Was I at work too much? But did I not communicate enough? I thought I knew what was happening. Because you see it every day when somebody commits suicide, the parent is asking the question of, where did I go wrong? And maybe it's nowhere where you went wrong. Sometimes you just can't stop.
I would like to say that I think the biggest thing that goes wrong is that you're not in your children's business. One of the things that I dealt with when I was growing up is that my mother stayed in my business. Who you talking to? Who you hanging out with? Who this? And we don't do that to our children because we're raising a generation of children now. But we want to say
at all.
We got to give them their space. We got to let them be them. And yes, you do have to do that, but you need to be in your child's business. We've taken away the things that we grew up on, like sitting down and having family dinners and stuff like that. That's what them hard questions I ask, and not just saying, "Hey, how was your day?" Because they're going to say, "Oh, it was straight." That you ask the questions of, hey, who do you talk to today? What happened with this? I heard about this at your school. Did that affect you? I heard like my son had somebody at his school commit suicide at the school. And I had to sit down and have a conversation with him like, how you feeling about this? What did you think? Did you know that person? Did y'all know something was going on with that person? Did anybody see the signs? Did he talk to anybody? Do you need to talk to somebody? How you feeling? You got to ask those questions. You can't just say, oh, okay. And I mean, and I know, it's a taboo thing too, but everybody might not agree with it, but you got to pray and cover your children. You can't just send your children out in this world and not pray some kind of prayer, whether you all into it or not. You got to say, cover my babies because you're responsible for them. That's your seed. You're responsible for it.
Mm-hmm. I think sometimes it don't even be signs too, though. Sometimes I think it be, they can go to school, somebody say something to them, they come home that day, and, I think you should be able to talk to your child every day to make sure they're in a great mental spot. I don't think it's a sign for everything. You know what I mean?
I do too. I mean, I do, because it's never something that's sudden like that. Just that one thing set somebody off. It's little seeds that get planted here and there.
You might not be able to see.
I think
not whether they're big signs or not. That's the question. But I think it's always little signs here and there. Whether they're withdrawing a little bit more than they used to, whether their behavior, attitude change.
But that's just becoming a teenager as well. Some teenagers withdraw no matter how much you gravitate to them. Because they're becoming teenagers. Yeah. So you could think, they're something wrong, but nothing's really wrong. They're being teenagers.
How you go decipher the difference?
Exactly. You got to keep asking questions, but at the same time, there might not be no signs. It could be just one thing that has set them off. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's completely messed up. That it's completely messed up. This is hard, bro. It's completely messed up that the world is like that now. Because when we was growing up, we got our butts kicked. We got
understatement.
We got drugged through the mud. We got beat up. We got slapped. We got walk. That's walking home from school. So we get home and we got older brothers or older uncles or whatever. Nowadays, it's totally different. They don't have that same strong mind, period. They're smarter, yes, but their them emotions, they let them out. We really didn't get most definitely. They most definitely are. They most definitely are.
Don't want to walk a block.
Now, before y'all go on, we got another comment from Mrs. Gray that says that there is always a sign, like she said, get into their business.
It's hard.
So it's not hard.
Not getting into their business.
At the end of the day,
before y'all move on, before y'all move on, because that's a good piece, which takes us into our very next point, which is